Are you tired of clunky image workflows and endless manual edits? What if you could just upload, transform, and deliver images in seconds with AI doing all of the heavy lifting? This is what we're going to cover today, and we're going to show you FileStack. It's an AI-powered low-code image processing platform that's built for developers, marketers, and creators who want speed, power, and zero headaches. From over 40 instant transformations to drag and drop workflow automation to face detection for privacy compliance, FileStack makes it ridiculously easy to scale your image game. Just one URL is all you need. You got infinite possibilities. You can resize, you can watermark, you can pixelate, you can filter, and you can deliver images in real time without any complex code required. Today, we're going to build an app from scratch using just one file in our FileStack API. By the end of it, you'll be able to transform your images, and we'll cover some of the platform and how it all works. All right, let's go ahead and jump in. We've landed at filestack.com, and FileStack is a super powerful API that allows you to upload your files. These could be images, these could be videos, this could be audio, this could be documents, and then you can transform these files into different things. So for images, you can upscale them, you can downscale them, you can add filters, you can pixelate faces, you can add borders, that sort of thing. And we're going to show you how to do that today. For files, you can convert them to different formats. You can use AI to enhance different things within your files. You can build workflows to string different processes together, all within the FileStack API and dashboard. So there's a lot that you can do. We're going to show you around and give you a little bit of a tour. And today we're going to build an app from scratch that allows users to upload their image files and then transform these files using a web app via the FileStack API. And it's super, super easy. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to log in. I just want to show you a couple of things. Once you're logged in, you can actually get an API key for free. You have a 21-day free trial with your API key. We can take a look at some of the docs. They have very thorough documentation on how FileStack works and how you can get started right away. If I go back to the dev portal, we can see right in here, there's a nice portal. We can see all of our analytics, our uploads, our transformations, our workflows. We can see event logs here, everything that we've done, our uploaded images. We can take a look at our account, our billing, and then they have these workflows. And we're not going to use a workflow today, but I just want to show you how powerful they are. We hit create new workflow. We have this visual builder that may feel almost something like Zapier or Make or NAN. But if we go ahead and hit plus here, we can actually choose one of these transform options or an intelligence option like tagging or marking safe for work, something like that. So we can just say resize, and then we can actually choose to resize height and width. So we could build these workflows and then we can access the workflow ID in the API. We're not going to use a workflow, but I just want to show you that it's here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and discard my changes. And basically what we're going to do today is we're going to build a simple application that allows a user to upload a photo, and then through a UI, they can transform this photo. So they can add different filters, they can resize it, they can add borders, they can add a circular shape to the photo, and all of these sorts of things. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and open Cursor. I'm going to start completely from scratch today to show you how you can do this. And I'll provide you all the code in the show notes below, but we're only going to have one file, which is our index.html. So again, super easy to implement. So let's go ahead and hit open project, and we'll just go to our desktop and we're actually create a new folder, and we'll call this FileStack Demo 2, and we'll go ahead and hit create. We can hit open, and here we go. We have a cursor with our FileStack Demo 2, and we don't have any files here. So again, this is going to be so easy. We're just going to create one file. We'll go ahead and hit new file, and we'll call this index.html. Okay. And in this index file, we're just going to have some HTML and we're going to have some JavaScript, and we're going to use the API to connect to FileStack. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my code here, again, super simple code, and I'm going to paste it in here. So we just have our HTML up top. We're using the FileStack JavaScript. And then on our front end, we're going to actually ask the user for the API key. You could save the API key, of course, as an environment variable if you would like. But since we're using this app for ourselves, we're just going to have the API key entered on the front end. Okay, so I went ahead and pasted the index code in here. Again, super, super easy. So what we can do now is we can open up a terminal and we can actually run our server. So just give me a second here. We'll get the server running and we'll take a look and see if this works. Okay, so the problem was that I already had that server port in use. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to put in server 8081 and hit enter. Okay, so let's go over here, and now we're at server 8081 and this is running. So the first thing that it's going to need is our FileStack API key. If I try to upload a photo without the API key, it will not work. Again. Yeah, so we need our FileStack API key first. So if we come back to our dev portal within FileStack, we can just copy our API key. We can paste it here, and now we can go to choose photo, and let's just choose any photo. Okay, here it goes. There we go. We have this very nice UI where we can now make changes to our photos. We can change the size and orientation, and these are all endpoints on the FileStack API. And there's over 40 endpoints. We have a few here. We can actually add more if we would like, but this gives a nice sample of what you can do with the FileStack API. Now, if we actually choose any of these filters, for instance, black and white, what's going to happen here is going to be sending this data to the FileStack API, and then it's going to be returning the image back as it's transformed. And we would actually be able to see this here in the event log. So if we come back here into the event logs, we can actually see that this file was just uploaded here at 10:33 1 minute ago. So it is working. It is sending the data back and forth to the FileStack API. Let's come back here and let's just try some other things. We can continue to work with the same image. So we can make a circle crop. And some of these take a little bit longer than others. The filters are usually a little bit quicker, where some of these advanced effects like circle crops, torn edges, drop shadow may take a little bit longer. Okay, so now we have it black and white and we have this circle crop. We can actually go to inspect, and then we can go to our network, we can reload. Okay, open our photo. All right, here we go. So we can actually see all the network logs now. And now let's go ahead and do a sepia. So we can see the request is pending and it's back. That was quick. We can do a drop shadow pending. There we go. The drop shadow was there. And now we can add the border. We can make it red, 15 pixels. These are all the other borders that we scrolled through, just showing in the logs. There we go. And we have our red border. We can also do things like flip it. Again, here's the request. Yep, it has flipped. We can mirror it. We can rotate it 90 degrees. We can do all these transformations here directly with the FileStack API. And in less than 5 minutes, we have this application up and running. You can see how you can integrate this into your app, whatever it may be. Also, if you are an agency or something like that and you need to bulk update hundreds or thousands of photos, you'd also be able to do this through the API. Now, if you wanted to add different endpoints for different filters or advanced effects or quality effects, you can certainly do that by just using those API endpoints. But I'm going to provide the code here that's working in this demo so you can get up and running with these endpoints, and then you can add more if you would like. Let's go ahead and add a blur just to try it out at 15 out of 20. This is still pending. There we go. And now we blurred our existing original photo, and we can download it here from this application, which is running locally here on our server. So in just a few minutes, we were able to get connected with the FileStack API to transfer images. Again, you could do this with documents. You could do this with video, audio. They have all kinds of different endpoints across all these different mediums. I hope you found this helpful, and I think you should integrate FileStack into your application rather than building features natively. Makes it super easy. It's very cost effective, and you're up and running in just a few minutes. Again, if you have any questions, drop them below. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any other videos like this one. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up so other people can find this type of content. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.